Hello, future me in the edit, as you can see there, yeah? And we're going to put this video out. The first half of it, the quality of the camera work is shocking. I somehow started recording like this instead of recording like this, which is what I normally do, so I can screenshot for YouTube. And I wouldn't normally put this out. I did run and gun it. But then, it's fucking filing out boxes. People love it. Like going to the video. One of the first videos that got me popular on Instagram was firing out a box. And this one went the same. Loads of questions, loads of people asking about it. So I've slung it out. It's got some tips in it, but it's not the best camera work. Soz, even for me, my camera work shit. Actual electrical content, it's got dark. I've got here, I had a load of jobs to do on engines regarding IP addressing, which was boring. I had to drag a data cable through a wood. And I'm also, this is the site of my company that I class you're most likely to get bummed at behind the wood. So, being here on my own at night, yeah, the engine's running, I'm ready to fucking go, but I have got something doing here, I'll show you. I've shown these before. These meters were in a metal box, which was 400 by 400, and they won't fit. So I've just started transferring this box, it's blank plate, a back plate, over, but I need to cut this meter into the lid. The problem is, good old Schneider PM8000, the PM range, look at that lip. So what that means is, when you cut the hole, your margin of error is like nothing, because there's only like a 1.5mm overhang. So when you cut the hole, it's got to be absolutely fucking spot on. So what I've done is this. Because I've been here all day doing other stuff that I needed the engineer here for that's been here, I've saved this till last. So all I've got to do really is cut this out, put it in the box, and then it's ready for the meter man who's coming in the morning. I've left it a bit far, but I knew it all the gear, yeah? The engines are running and my van's running because I've got the light on, so I can't hear if anyone stinks upon me and kills me. So I thought I'd document the final moments of my life, possibly, if someone comes in and slashes me up, keep to the paths. But also, now I'm knackered, I've drove up here and I'm tired, I've got to cut this absolutely precise hole out into a plastic box, of which I've not got a spare, so I thought I'd document it, so if I fuck it up, you can all laugh at me, because this kind of shit wants to be done just after 10 o'clock in the morning when you're your freshest, not at whatever time it is at night, when you risk slipping and fucking it up. So yeah, let's do that. One of the first videos I did on Instagram that got some movement and encouraged me to do it more was how to cut a lid. And it's on my reels, I think, if you look. You can look back on my stories, something like that. It's saved on my profile, so I'm gonna try and do it again, yeah? The secret is masking tape, set square, a file, yeah, and a biro, because they got a sharp point. So first we're gonna mask the lid up. Mask the whole lid up, yeah? Your tools are dirty. You can tell it was late at night and I'm rushing here. You see that enclosure? That is not my workbench. Don't put your tools on the enclosure that you've not masked up like some fucking twat. -1 point to me. Mask the whole lid up, yeah? Your tools are dirty and you're scraping around, or you jigsaw it out and you'll scratch and release. So mask the whole lid up, then it won't show the imprint of a fucking... Did the police come in? It won't show the imprint of a jigsaw where you scraped it round. So always mask the whole lid up if you don't want it to look wank. Then mark your centres. That's your centre of where it's going to be. So it's going to be centre of the box, but it could be higher up, who knows. That's the centre of my axis. Now, where to put the meter itself, could be at the top, could be at the bottom. In this case, I've got the whole box to myself. Don't want to leave myself too close to the top. There's got connections to make, so that's a plug on the top. They're not on the bottom, so I'm gonna go centre of centre. So centres all round. So I'll mark that centre out now, that way. So I've marked both my centres, and now I need to put the square that I'm gonna cut out, that is the meter. When you mark your centres, do a check measure that way, and make sure it matches that way, and then there, and then check there, there, and there. And if they're all the same, that's the centre. If you're doing something rough, it doesn't matter, but if you're putting a box in, if these are 1 mil off, it shows like fuck. Then, check your cutout. I believe these are square, and I think, if I remember correctly, they're a 900 that way. 990, that'd be good. And that way, it's a 900. I'm going to check that off camera now, just check I've done it right, but I'm checking it's a square, so it is a square, I think. 90 by 90 cutout. So I measured from centre, because it's a 90 overall. I measured 45 from there to there, 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 then there to there, then there to there, then there to there, then there to there, in all my ways. And I checked that my measurement across is 90, I think they're slightly bigger. I think there might be 90 cutouts too tight, but I'll show you what's going to happen there. So now I'll check. These are 90s all the way around, and this is square off measurements, not a set square because it can't be trusted. Then I'm going to offer the meter up to it. There, look, I've offered my edges up at the top and it's okay. Then I offer my edges up at the bottom and it's okay. Then I offer my edges up at the left-hand side and it's okay. And I offer my edges up at the right-hand side, it's okay. So I'm pretty certain that that's right. Now, I've done that for a line cut, i.e. my blade wants to go down the line. I've allowed for that in my measuring, but if you're doing it another way, if you do it differently, you need to say what side of a line you're cutting. I am going down my line. So I'm eradicating my line on the cut. And I'm going to check it again, and it seems to be right. Now, I'm not going to drill little holes or anywhere near the corners. I'm going to take out as much material as I can without using a jigsaw. So now, I've cut out as much material as I can without using a jigsaw. At this point, in plastic, I have been known to file it in, yeah? Watchmakers make things with files because it's the most accurate way of doing it, but I'm just going to chop my judders out and get as close as I can with my jigsaw because it's plastic. But yeah, I've been known to hand file these in thinner plastics, but I'm going to chuck it out with the jigsaw in this case. So I've took a lot of the meat out with the jigsaw and I'm probably not far off. It's quite a thin bit of plastic. Might offer it in, look. It doesn't fit, which is what I wanted it to do. Doesn't fit in that direction. Oh, there's a fucking cage on there, look. Let me get rid of that. Hang on a minute. Come off. Doesn't fit in that direction, and it doesn't fit in that direction, so I'm good. Now I'm going to bring the edges in with a file, because the file will take a load out. With a file, you're only taking a little bit out, yeah? When you're cutting with a jigsaw, every time a tooth goes through the material, you get a chance to look like a total dickhead. You only get one chance to cut the hole right. So that going up and down 50 times a second can make it look like a dickhead a lot of times. So I'm going to take all the meat out from about there to about there, but I'm not going near the corners like that, and I'll show you why in a minute, yeah? Never work the corners with a file, and I'll show you what happens when you need to do the corners when you've got these distances right here. So let me bring these down. I'll show you a little magic touch that this file's got. I'm working on the centre here, yeah? So on that way, look, I'm nearly there, and I'm nearly there. That just needs a few more strokes to the file, tickle up. Again, I'll keep out the corners. The file is a tool as old as metal itself, yeah? It's been around thousands of years, what they used to make the first clocks and watches out with, yeah? I'm not going to give you a lesson on filing, but if you go on YouTube and find a guy called Clickspring, who's a watchmaker, he's got a half an hour video on how to use a file properly. I suggest you watch it because it's brilliant, yeah? So now, over here, let me show you where I've got to with this file. Just using it lightly, taking a little bit of material off, not rushing, and keeping my angles in. Let me show you what it looks like now and what we do with the corners. So now, my meter fits in like that, but don't quite meet the corners. And it goes in that way, which means my edges are good, but my corners are no good. So now we've got to use a little trick that the file lets us do. So I know these edges are good, but I can see there, look, that my corner bulges out a little bit. I need to get rid of that. And then the corners round here, look, so it won't go in. So if I go at the corner with the file like that, you see this edge here, look, that's a cutting edge. So no matter how carefully I try and take that edge out, I'll eat into this, which you do not want to do. But on one side of the file, this side's smooth. There is no cutting edge. So if I rub it here like that, that's worked into that corner, look, but not affected this side. And then I go with the safety edge there, look. I do a couple of rubs, look. A bit more than that, hang on. And you'll see now, look, it's eating into the side without damaging the top. And that's what the blank NG file is for. That's a safety edge. So you can do that, look. That won't cut it, but the other way it will. And that's how you get the corners bang on. Because even if you're a little bit out on the side, you can use the corners to make the meter look level or whatever you're cutting out look level. So I'll finish the corners with my safety edge. So now I've finished my corners with my safety edge. Look, you can see where the lines are. So I can see my edges are right up into a corner. Again there, I can see where my lines are. I've hit my lines again, I've hit my lines again. I haven't gone into the corners, it's 90 degrees. And now, this fits in like that, look. Right into the corners. It fits in right to the corners that way, so there's a good chance that'll fit. So I'll take the masking tape off and we'll have a bash. That's took me about 15 minutes while recording it, yeah? Which sounds a lot of time. Some people go, I'll just fucking thrash it with the jigsaw, yeah? But I'm sure that'll fit now. I'm gonna take the masking tape off, because once this goes in, it'll be a snug fit. I know I've got that right. Also, it might have taken me 15 minutes. These boxes are £90 each. And you can't just buy the lid, you've got to buy the whole fucking lot, so it's just not worth fucking it up. Right, let's take the masking tape off. I've got some links on there, make it a bit tricky, don't take the links off. But I swear this is the first time, like your mum. Bosh. There you go. Probably, is that a little bit out? If it was a little bit out, I'd take it out of just the corners, but that to me is good, I think. Off of that there with my finger. That's square. And that is how you cut a lid without fucking a lid, like your mum. There you go, all done to the standard required for this is for direct connection to the energy supply. So this will go in series with the real meter. And to do that, you have to meet all the requirements of the electricity board. For example, these are shorting links. So where they are now, this meter won't work. You have to take those plugs out and pull them in. And then it puts it in series so it'll count. Because this is what we use to get back to our control system. But it is rated for use on the network. If you then lose these covers, yeah, they'll put meter seals on there and there and there. If you don't have those covers, they won't fit it because they can't seal it. So there's something to watch out for. Like I say, we can at any time pull those shorting bars there and deconnect our CTs and keep the main CTs on. That will enable us to change that meter, although we wouldn't because we wouldn't have the seals on, but it enables a future meter changer who's approved by the network to come and do the change. A few of bits, well, yeah, they've got a hole in them, look, they can be sealed. These are banana plug sockets because they'll no doubt plug some, it'll probably be a Chevron I know actually, voltage analyzer in there to check their meter in, and they can check it on that side and that side they're required. A fuse, a link, a fuse and a fuse. And obviously what you'll notice is they're the CTs. So there's the voltage references, black, brown and grey. They only use 2 CTs. And I would like you to tell me why that is. I'll tell you tomorrow, but why would you just monitor brown and grey? Why wouldn't you have some black CTs? There's a few reasons behind it. Let me know why, because I want to know why. See if you can work it out, because obviously does that mean you can do what you want on black phase without it getting metered? Tell me. Little bit of a fucking teaser for you to tomorrow morning there, because I'm going home now. I'll go to the hotel now. So yeah, I want to know. I don't want on the UHV lot telling me why I need 2 CCs as well. Yeah, you're already big balls enough as it is without you fucking answering that question. So you are exempt because you know what you're on about. You'll know why that's done straight away. Hopefully, this is to the standard required by the DNO. I've only changed the box. I shorted a few cables down. I put it back on. I found it. I've got the data already. But yeah, if it's not to the standard, when the meter monkey comes, yeah, he'll look at it and go, no, not fitting it. Simple as that. Yeah, they don't let you fucking put it shut the network because effectively could fuck it up, either blow it up, break it up, or nick electricity, which is what they're really scared of. So yeah, hopefully, I spoke to the metering guy about putting it into a box that will fit. You'll see what that's tomorrow, and hopefully they'll take that, because if they don't, I've come fucking 4 hours driving and fucked around with that from telling me to get fucked. So hopefully it'll be all good. But yeah, I'm going back to the hotel now and have a shower, go to bed, 'cause I'm fucked, to be honest. I've just set up to appease the camera and the engine to start, so I'll do this now, yeah? I've been working for Conrad Energy, who are indeed powering a changing world. Never been since I've been working for about the last 18 months, yeah? Not got a bad word to say about them, but I'm moving on to pastures new. I've learnt a new trade here. I've worked with some really good engineers. I'm here late at night, so it's a good shot, so I thought I'd do it now, yeah? If you do want my old job, maybe you could put your CV on the website. And they mostly run these gas peaking stations. What these do is, as we transition to renewables and these less big power stations, when the demand is required, these are what fire up and keep the lights on. Although we do have solar, battery, and we've just bought a wind farm, which I won't get to go to, which is a bit of an annoyance, but never mind, I'll put my notes in now. But yeah, you'll see these dotted all over the country. I think Conrad are the biggest private supplier in the UK. That's what I've been working for. Don't pip the vans anymore because I'm not working for in 5 days. But yeah, and I'm very grateful to them for bollocking me once recording, but then letting me carry on with it and doing what I do and show you all the stuff. So nice one, artistic shot. See ya. It's always the same, isn't it? You put out something really complicated and you don't get much engagement, or some people enjoy it, but you put out something as simple as how to use a file properly, which everyone thinks they already know, and you get loads and loads of comments going, fucking I never knew that. So yeah, files are a safety edge, which is a non-cutting edge. Here's the video by ClickSpring on how to use files properly. Watch this. Files are an overlooked tool that enable you to do all sorts of mad shit that you can't do with cutting tools. So yeah, if you want to know more about filing, watch this video. I'll do the answer from yesterday because a lot of people are answering. Some people got it right, some people aren't, so I'll just go through it quickly. I'm not a meter man, not an expert. This is not scientific, just going to roughly tell you why you can get away with using 2 CTs. Maybe even 1, I don't know. That's another topic for another day. Let me show you on a dongering. You've got 2 arrangement transformers. You've got star, which gives you a neutral point. Yeah, that's what you get on your house and stuff. That's where you can have unbalanced load. So that one could have 1 amp on it, that could have 10 amps on it, could have 100 amps on it. And you'd have a neutral, yeah? When you're doing distribution, you're in delta because there is no neutral. And on a delta winding, all the coils are at the same current. So you can get away with monitoring 2 of them. 1 to get the current and 1 to do the check. You don't need the 3rd one. But why not just fit one anyway? That's the interesting point, isn't it? Because on here, you'd need 3 CTs, 1 here, 1 here and 1 here to measure your current. On this, you can get away with the 2 because they're the same. You can probably get away with 1, like I say. But why? There's another bit of information there as well. The simple fact is, it's down to infrastructure, making things simpler, standardisation. If you're a Sparky doing jobs, you don't get it as much, but you can incorporate this into your work to make your life easier, is to standardise on things, because then you're not carrying around loads of oddities. When you're doing little jobs, it doesn't really matter, but when you've got a big, massive network like the DNOs have, they standardise on meters, standardise on wind diagrams, standardise on CT arrangements. And the fact is that you don't need 3 CTs, you only need 2. I think you might only need 1 because it's balanced, isn't it? But they have 2 to check it. And then, simply put, every job they do for metering, they save a CT in the wiring. And when you've got that many CTs and that much wiring, it adds up to a massive cost saving. There are other examples that I can't think of at the minute where this happens, but yeah, if you could eradicate it from 1 CT and 1 set of wiring at every transformer you do, your costs drop dramatically. That is the end of that video. I hope you found that interesting. Most people don't know the safety exit exists. After now, I'm going to put the original video down cutting boxes. You can see if I'm consistent. I think I'm quite consistent in the way I teach. And it was interesting for me to watch that one back to see if I do the same thing. You know what I mean? Whether I'm teaching it, I'm saying it to you, and then whether I do the same thing in this one, which is quite nice. I'll stick on here, but basically this is the same thing again in a different box. So don't hold your horses, yeah? Sorry, I'll do a better video next time. See you later. Not too shabby. It's come out right at the minute. Someone messaged me and says, why do you put tape all over him? So I'll tell you. So if you ever worked in the pub, you'll always get told this bit, you don't pick glass up like this because this is the customer's bit of the glass. If you want to deal with the glass in the pub, you roll the bottom and give it like that. No one wants to drink after you've had your grubby fucking mitts all over it, do they? So when you're doing this faceplate is the customer's, not yours, so you cover it with tape. You don't cheap out and leave these gaps, because when you're ragging your jigsaw around it, you put a massive fucking fudge stain up here, and this box will cost the same amount as 20 rolls of this tape. Ta-da! Like that. Now I'm going to mark the centres. I've got all the space in the world now, so I'll mark my centres. So, this is the top. I've come 10 centimetres down from my centre, even though it's slightly out. No one will notice that. But these ones I've measured from each side of the plastic box, because these are notoriously hard to measure. Then you pick up your centre from that, because any squiffiness, left or right, will show a mile. So now I'm going to stick my gauge where it looks aesthetically pleasing. This one has got 2 temperatures on it. That one's got a load on. They're not that important. They're just visual representation of the gauge. This one is doing some boiling hot temperatures, so that's why it's in a separate box, so it's standard. Now, I don't give a toss what the measurements are in the book. I put my gauge on and I mark it with a pen, because that's the only way to guarantee it. I always cut it a little bit smaller and file it afterwards. So this one's going on centre line, and it's going, that is my measurement of the width of this. Ta-da! So I've marked all that now. I put circles at the corner so I don't cock it up, so I don't pick the wrong line or go past it, because cutting one of these out wrong, this box, totally fucked. And I said it wrong. That one over there, that's automated. They're just visual representations of things that are happening automatically. This one is going to have a boiling vessel on it, but it doesn't want to boil, but it's going to heat the temperature up to 75 degrees, I think it is. So not only is this one automated, but it's in a separate box so it stands out. If these gauges get too high, someone needs to manually intervene and turn this off before it turns to basically a bomb. That's why, when you're doing instruments, that says that this is more important. It's got more space on the lid. So its visually representation is that this is more important, because I've left gap out and squeezed it on. You can't squeeze really important temperatures together like this because it's hard to read them. You'll notice as well that these are a bit close together because I've got a more important label to go there. It has to look right for me, and that only comes with experience looking at these things. Drill some holes with the jigsaw,
always run the jigsaw into the corners and then cut the lines out after. Because if you drill the corners or anything daft like that, you fuck it up and it's fucked. This could be a little plastic box like this, or it could be a big massive metal box like that, the size of a fucking wardrobe, and they're expensive. So that's cut into the corners, then you drag that bit out. There's the corner cuts look, then you come along the lines and fill it in. The secret is, go as close as you dare. The echoes are mental off that. Go as close as you dare, but don't go too far. You can file this down, it's plastic. Even if it's metal, you can file it down. If you take a mil too far off, this bastard will just fall in. Bosh. And it's fucked. So yeah, always go as close as you dare. Finish off with a file. However long it takes to finish it off with a file, it won't cost as much in time as it does to buy a new box. Especially if it's one like that, the size of a fucking wardrobe. So yeah, look, that one doesn't fit because it's late at night and I've not pushed myself to get it right. This one, if I get this fucker out, I've just spent 5 minutes finishing off with a file. Bosh, bang on. So yeah, don't go too big. That's nice and tight. There we go, bang on level. Right eye, that one needs tweaking a little bit, got to fight down a bit. Plenty of space for label, and most importantly, my box is nice and clean and not got any gash on it, which is nice, because I'm not a fucking tramp.